What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm so excited that you're here. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 things that everyone should have in their day pack as they're starting to hike. Let's get started. Alright guys, so first of all, let me apologize. We are not outside. Originally I was going to film this video outside, but then the storm started to come down, so we're hanging out in my study. But besides the background, I'm really excited to get into this list. But before we talk about the actual list, I think that we need to kind of clarify what this video is about, right? First of all, you understand what a day pack is. If not, I'll explain it to you, which is basically just a backpack or some type of satchel that you take with you as you go out on your hike. Now, these can be extremely complex or extremely simple. I have friends that literally just take like a drawstring bag that you take to the gym, they throw a water bottle in there, and that's all they take when they go on hikes. That's perfectly fine. Or if you're a person that carries practically a backpacking bag with you when you go out on the trail, a little bit of overkill, but you do you. What I am wanting to give you today are 5 items that, if you ensure that you have them, are going to make your hike more comfortable, safer, and it's also going to help you be able to lend a hand if somebody ever needs the assistance out there, okay? These tools are not going to be complex for you to use, they don't require a lot of training, and they're also relatively cheap to get. So if you don't have them yet, you're going to be able to access them without having to spend a lot of money, okay? With that said, let's get started on the actual list. So item number 1 is a water bottle. That's it, simple as that, just a water bottle. Water is something that is absolutely crucial for you to have, especially if you're outside on a hot day, you're out exercising, or you're maybe having a tougher hike than you thought. It is so important that you stay hydrated for your own safety and those around you. So a water bottle is crucial. Never, ever, ever go on a hike without some type of access to water. Now, this is a Hydro Flask. It keeps my stuff insulated, nice and cold. I think you can... I don't know if you can hear that, but you can still hear the ice rattling in there. These things are awesome. It was a gift though, so I will admit they are pretty pricey. If you're not looking to break the bank, maybe this isn't the choice for you. Nalgene's are extremely affordable and they are bomber proof, man. They're super durable as well. They can hold a lot of water. I highly recommend you getting an Nalgene as well. I've seen people use Camelbacks. I've worn some of those, so little backpacks with a little hose for water. Those ensure that you drink plenty while you're moving and grooving. So any access to water, really. I mean, if you stop at the gas station and you get a little water bottle from there, it's better than not having anything. So number 1 item, absolutely make sure that you have access to water while you are hiking. And as a bonus, this little company, Bottle, and then there's also another one called Pup Cup, I think. They make this little kind of bottom insulator things, but they actually work great as drinking cups for your dog. So if you like to hit the trail with your dog, definitely recommend this. My dog loves it. Every time that I've walked the dog, I've used this and they've absolutely loved it, being able to have access to water. And when you're done with it, you just pop it right back on and you're good to go. And also, if you drop it, it will save your bottle as well. Just a little extra bonus if you want to go ahead and get that. I'm not being sponsored by them in any way, so Bottle, what are you waiting for? Throw me some cash, man. Let's do this. Alright guys, the second item that I recommend for you to have is some type of shelter, specifically a rain shell. You just never know when you're out there hiking. This is something you need to consider. When you're starting off your hike, you might be in shorts and a t-shirt. It's a balmy or sunny 95 degrees outside. Beautiful day, right? But hey, listen, weather changes all the time, particularly in the region of the United States that I live in. We have rain in one moment, sun in the next, and then a storm right after. You just never know, right? So we highly recommend that you carry with you some type of shelter with you. We've seen people take small backpacking tarps. Those are useful. Mylar blankets, the shiny space blankets, those are useful as well. But at the minimum, take a rain shell with you. Now, these can be very expensive. I highly recommend that you go with a provider that still offers quality at a lower price. Again, not sponsored by these guys, but I've always been impressed by the REI products. They're usually on the lower end of the spectrum as far as price goes, yet they still offer very high quality in their products. And the exciting thing about this particular jacket is that it stuffs into itself. So If you needed to, you can just stuff this into itself, make it a small little pack, stick it in your bag, and just forget about it. Use it only if you need to. Boom. And just like that, your entire rain shell just fit in here, throw in your bag, forget about it until the storm hits, you're good and ready. Alright guys, so the third item I recommend everyone have in their day pack is a lighter. Either a lighter or matches, some way to procure fire that you know how to use. Okay? Now, the reason that I recommend this is because God forbid anything happens, that you have to end up spending overnight on the trail, you injure yourself, or something happens that you have to wait till the next day for rescue. You're probably going to want a fire to keep you warm at night, dry clothes, etc. Honestly, even just boost your morale. So much about wilderness survival really comes down to brain power and the ability to keep yourself in a positive light, and a fire can go a really long way in making you feel like you have control of a situation that might be kind of dire otherwise. For that reason, I actually highly recommend that you keep a lighter with you on your day pack. Now, this is a Zippo. I actually carry this with me in my pocket every day. If you're a person that carries a lighter every day, then a Zippo is great. You're probably a fan. If you're a person that just wants to grab a lighter and chuck it in their backpack and forget about it until they need it, then I actually don't recommend the Zippo. Zippos will dry out pretty easily, so if you're not sustaining and maintaining them, they won't be useful when you need them. So if you want something you can just throw in your bag and forget, you can just go down to the gas station, get yourself a butane big lighter. Those things are perfect. Or if you want to go the extra mile, get one of those fancy torch survival lighters. Those will work, of course, as well. You don't need to spend that extra money. A big lighter will work just fine. But if that makes you feel more comfortable, feel free to do so. I'll make sure to put a link on the description for one in the Amazon that I know that I like. Item number 4 in this list that I highly recommend everyone to have is a compass. Compass are highly important. This was actually attached to my first aid kit. Spoiler alert, first aid kit is not on the list. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But the reason that the compass is on the list is because a simple understanding of orienteering principles and a compass can go a really long way in getting you out of a nasty situation. And here's the thing too, having a compass on you when you're out on the trail gives you a great boost in confidence that allows you to just enjoy nature that much more. The best thing you can do is when you first arrive, kind of get a gauge of where your car is, essentially orient yourself. Notice this is the start of the trail and I am heading, let's say, west. Cool. So now you know that you're heading in a westward direction. So if you need to come back to your car, very broad strokes, but at least you know that if you keep heading west, you're moving away from your car. So the thing that you want to do is move east. That is a super simple, broad strokes class on orienteering. But literally, having that simple skill will at least help you realize if you get turned around the trail, wait, which way do we need to go to return back to the car? Let's see, we started walking in west. If we want to walk out, we should walk out east. Simple as that. And just with that skill and this amazing tool, you can go a really long way in feeling more confident out in the woods and also helping people out if they find themselves to be lost as well. The good news is that if you're starting out on the trail, you should most definitely stay in marked public trails. That is going to keep you safe, and those are pretty easy to navigate as well. But this is a tool that can really make you feel confident and also get you out of a bad situation if need be. Alright, so let's talk about why the first aid kit didn't make it to this list. Okay, so the reason that it didn't make it to this list is not because I don't think it's important or not because I don't think you should have it in your bag. I'm actually going to make a video completely revolving around why you should have a first aid kit. The reason that it didn't make it to this principal list is because I am wanting to give you just 5 items that you will know how to use intuitively and with very little training so that you can go out there and enjoy nature that much more. The truth of the matter is that if you suffer some type of serious injury out in the trail or something like that, if you have one of these but you don't have the training on how to use it, it's not going to help you much. So if you are one of the first timers out on the trail, then maybe what I actually recommend is before you spend the money on this, go get yourself a class on first aid certification, and that will make go a very long way. Once you have that, Get yourself one of these, throw it in your bag, and then you will be extremely helpful. I am CPR and first aid certified, which gives me a lot of confidence when I'm on the trail. So if anything, maybe bonus item, besides the first aid kit, get some training on first aid certification. That's going to be really helpful, and honestly, it's actually kind of pretty cheap, and that's a tool that is always with you. Last item number 5, is a flashlight, preferably some type of headlamp. The reason that I believe that every person should have this in their day pack, especially if they're first starting out, is because, again, things happen, and the purpose of these items is to give you confidence in the woods, right? So let's say that for any reason the sun is setting way sooner than you expected it to be, or again, God forbid, you have to spend the night over when you didn't intend to. This flashlight is going to help you see things better, so you can actually see your tools. Or if the sun is setting and you're working your way out of the trail, this will help you stay on the trail. The good news is that many popular trails actually have reflective markers, so just a slight flash of your light will shine back a marker that will show you where you need to go to work your way out. Okay? So, for that reason, I highly recommend that you keep this in your backpack, just because you never know. And having this will give you that boost of confidence that you need to be able to enjoy nature that much more. Alright guys, so that was my list of top 5 items that every person should have on their day pack. Let me know what you think, punch it in on the comment list, and let me know what item you like to carry that maybe I didn't mention. Again, this was by no means an extensive list, but if you're looking to hit the trail for the first time, hopefully this will give you a place where you can start moving, okay? As always, the whole point of this channel is to inspire you and equip you to go outside, and it's not going to be useful unless you finally decide to get up and get out more. See you guys next time.